welcome to our Meet the Teacher for Year 1. The purpose of this evening is to introduce ourselves as the class teachers, to set out expectations for Year 1, to give you reminders and to give you information if you have any questions you want to ask.
So, my name is Mrs Fletcher and I'm the class teacher for 1EJF, and this is Miss Pearson. She's a class teacher for 1EMP next door. And Mrs Esapp is our teaching assistant. She works across both classes. We've also got Mrs Darsham working with us this year, and she's a one-to-one teaching assistant who works with a couple of children in the classes. We've got Mrs Bamber who teaches the children PE and swimming, and we've also got Mrs Mitchell, our music specialist.
So our timetable is quite flexible. We have daily mathematics and English lessons, which are we always try to have them in the morning. We have daily phonics lessons, usually after lunch. Swimming will be every other Wednesday. 1EJF will be on week A and 1EMP will be on week B. We have PE on a Tuesday and Thursday for week A and a Thursday only in week B. This is the same for both classes to make it easy.
So we teach phonics every day. Year 1's a really important year because at the end of the year in June they have to sit the phonics screening test, which is something set by the government. We will prepare them fully for it, so don't worry. We do a 20 minutes phonics session every single day. All pupils will have completed up to the end of phase 5, which is the requirement to sit the phonics screening check. By the time we get there, we'll have done lots of revision with them, so please don't worry about it. Additional support will always be given where necessary. There might be some extra interventions and things that we do. And again, if you want some information on the phonics screening check, it's available on the DFE, Department for Education website.
So for writing, in Year 1, the children will learn to write sentences after saying them out loud, use capital letters to begin a sentence and a full stop at the end of a sentence. They will begin to write short narratives, form lower and uppercase letters correctly, increase stamina for writing throughout the year, use phonics to spell words phonetically plausible and then to apply the phonics that they've learnt by the end of the year, and spell some of the key words correctly off our spelling list.
So English is also, we look at the comprehension, like the reading side of things. And I know a few parents have already spoken to us already saying the children are flying through the reading books, which is absolutely fantastic, that they've grasped the concept of reading, but we also now need to start unpicking it further and checking their understanding. This is where the comprehension side comes in. It's to help the children to really understand what they have read, what is the text saying to them, what's the message they need to get from it, and the reading between the lines. It looks at both inference and literal elements of reading. We will be helping them to link reading to their own experience, to help them make predictions, learn the meaning of new words, checking what that they have that actually makes sense, and if there's any misconceptions we can help them with that and clarify things. Encouraging them, and it's really hard actually to teach them this skill and for them to pick it up, the inference skills, and drawing on what we already know to help with reading. And once they're competent and confident readers and they understand that doing their writing will fly as well.
We also want the children to be home reading. It's really important that the children are reading their reading books every night at home. This will help with phonics and for decoding words. We also will have guided reading sessions as little intervention groups. Reading books will be changed weekly, and we will assess the children. We'll try to do it every half term, but we'll do it as and when the children need to be moved up. Children will have reading folders that they will fill in during our lessons, and we need planners to be signed, so making sure you're reading, and please, when you read with your child at home, write in the planners so that we can see that they are reading at home.
Spellings, this is something we'll be moving on to after October half term. Children are fine to be spelling phonetically at the moment, but we will be moving on to spelling words correctly. So weekly spelling lists will be sent home after the October half term, and they'll just have a few spellings to learn at home with you, and then they'll have a test every week with us in school. We will focus mainly on the sounds that we've learned in phonics. The words will all be related. We'll have plenty of practice in school and then hopefully at home with yourselves as well, so we can get into the habit after the holidays of practicing those with them. So some words may be what we call the tricky words for each phase of the phonics. So we might put 1 or 2 of those in alongside some of the Year 1 expectation words that we need to learn as well. And if you say that your children are finding the spellings really easy when they're practicing them, brilliant, but try and then get them to write them in sentences, putting them in context. That will help them stick as well.
Maths, so maths is broken down into different areas. We have number and place value, which is what we're focusing on now at the start of the year. Then we'll have addition and subtraction, multiplication and division. In year 1 we look at the 2s, 5s and 10 times tables, nothing other than that. We look at fractions, measurement and geometry.
So just a few reminders. PE is going to be a Tuesday of week A, and then Thursday, both week A and B, and that is for both classes. You can send the PE kits in. We've got big boxes in the classroom for you to store them in. So if you send them in on the Tuesday of week A, we will keep them till the Thursday of week A, we're wearing both days in school. So my class, Mrs. Fletcher's class, will be swimming on a week A, and Miss Pearson's class will be swimming on a week B. Please make sure reading books and planners are in their bags every single day. Please make sure they've got an appropriate coat for school as well, preferably waterproof because we do like to go out in all weathers. Children need a water bottle in school every single day, again clearly named. And just as a little reminder, all items of clothing must be named, not just blazers, ties and jumpers, because on PE days we've got shirts, trousers, socks, everything, it's all everywhere. Please, please, please name everything.
Okay, so finally, thank you. Here on the last slide are our email addresses. If you've got any questions or need to know anything, want any information, don't hesitate to email either of us. Thank you.
Thank you.